Welcome to Cancer 101, an educational program specifically dedicated to the African American community. Have you or somebody that you know had cancer? Or maybe you're just curious to know more about cancer? Either way, this program is for you. You will learn about what cancer is, why learning about cancer is so important for the African American community, the importance of screening and early detection, risk factors and prevention, diagnostic and treatment methods, and how cancer research works and how we can contribute. There are so many ideas that we have about cancer that may or may not be true. Some people believe that cancer is contagious, that it can be caused by an injury, or that cancer is spread when exposed to air during a biopsy or surgery. Some of us also may believe that cancer always runs in families and we can do nothing to prevent it. In this program, we will review these misconceptions and take a look to our lifestyle habits and cancer risks so that we can make informed decisions about cancer risk reduction, screening, early detection, and participation in research. The training is divided in short modules, and we recommend you to watch the videos in the order given. Module 1. In this module, we will review the impact that cancer has in the life of African Americans. Cancer is the second leading cause of death for African Americans in the United States. As we can see in this table, heart disease and cancer are the #1 killers of African Americans. For every 100 African Americans who die in the United States, 24 of them die because of heart diseases, and 23 die because of any type of cancer. Learning about cancer is the first step you can make to help our community and change this trend. As we can see in the graph, the number of new cases that are found each year among African Americans is higher than that among other groups. This is true for major cancer sites, such as lung, colon and rectum, breast, and prostate cancer. However, the main problem is that cancer in African Americans is usually found when it is too late and there is almost nothing to do to save their lives. Let's look in more detail the impact of cancer in African Americans when compared to other groups. African American women are more likely to die of breast and cervical cancer than other women. African American men are twice as likely as other groups to die of prostate cancer. And all African Americans, both men and women, suffer more because of stomach, colorectal, and multiple myeloma cancers than the other population groups. Additionally, African Americans survive fewer years after being diagnosed and treated for cancer. While 70% of whites survive 5 years or more after being diagnosed, only 62% of African Americans live as long. This is an 8% disadvantage. The difference could be attributed to barriers to health care, such as African Americans' lack of high-quality insurance and medical care, which includes access to screening and treatment options. The role of African American culture and values in shaping beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors about cancers, which includes availability of culturally sensitive healthcare providers, materials, and programs, lack of training opportunities in cancers, such as this one, or having poor health conditions such as obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. In order to reduce this high impact of cancer in African American communities, we should address the barriers explained. Specifically, increasing participation in screening and early detection services, addressing risk factors for cancer, and promoting healthier lifestyles. In this module, we took a look at data to increase our understanding of cancer as a health issue for African Americans, factors that lead to late diagnosis of cancer among African Americans, and ways to reduce the impact of cancer in our communities. Now we invite you to continue with Module 2 and understand better what cancer is.